Okay. We
Oh,
are
hang on a minute.
live.
Hang on a minute.
Oh,
There we go. I've fixed my lighting.
okay. Hi.
That was our cold
welcome-
open for this week.
That was a great cold open. We're real good at this. Welcome to I'm Not Trying to Kill You. We're playing Apocalypse World today. We're playing our Damp Spirits campaign. I'm Ash, your GM/MC for the evening, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I have with me 3 lovely apocalyptos who are incorrectly labelled. I've just realised. So
Who am I?
You're currently David.
Oh. Wait. Oh.
Am I
Yeah.
Melody?
Very incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Luke Melody?
Is Luke Melody? Yes, Luke is Melody.
Oh!
Which makes me Maze, right?
Yep, exactly right.
I mean, I'm happy to be David. Sorry, David. That wasn't like, I'm not sad to be you. It's fine.
You just got
I
some.
mean, look,
you've just
I'm
got
down
some
to stay
David
this way.
dysphoria.
I'll be Mel. Like, it's fine. I'll do a great impression of Mel.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna talk about robots and feelings and poetry. Boom, done.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm so hyped to see that Twitter project Lonely Engines take off. I'm pretty fucking keen.
Yeah.
Fucking yes, though. Like, I remember when Mel showed me, like, the very original text version of it when it was gonna be, like, a micro RPG, like, 2 years ago or something, and, like, it was so wild following the link and reading a bunch of the same text that I recognized, being like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking cool."
Yeah, I think there's only one play so far, which is so we're waiting on.
Should put a link to the thing we're talking about in the chat.
I'll check it in there now.
I plan to play. I just like need to work out the
Yeah.
tech side of it because I am completely bad at video editing and anything of that sort, and don't own any robot like props, unlike Mel.
I don't feel like there were any props in the original, like in that first post. Oh really?
No,
I don't think there were. I think I'm confusing that video Mel made with other.
Other robot
Content.
themed
Yeah,
videos.
probably.
I mean, look, like Mel's cosplay for fucking Unladen Swallow, like week 2, had a bunch of like weird
Oh,
robot
right,
props.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. Let's-
Mel just really loves
let's do this in a
robots.
different window.
Let's just be real. here.
That is fair.
Robots
Robots
are
are pretty-
great,
robots are pretty
for the
cool.
record.
You know what? We should probably do introductions.
Yeah, we
Now that
probably
we-
should
are we the
introduce
correct
ourselves. Hey.
people now?
Yep. So
I'm
I'm
working
Melody.
on it. You're all the right people
you can
now.
find me
I'm just getting your
writing-
Twitter labels right. So
You can find me writing sad poetry on Twitter at Magic Space Girl, and yelling about my robot feels. I wrote a great game about space and dogs. It's very sad. You should play it.
in the
It's
meantime,
true.
I've got
It's
3
really
lovely
sad, Jimmy.
in the
It's
real
so
world.
fucking sad.
Oh,
Don't.
oh dear.
where set dogs in space? No!
It's about Laika. It's about the Lake
Yeah,
Laika, the space
look.
dog.
Oh, that...
Sometimes you just gotta have a good cry about dogs in
Yeah,
space, Jimmy.
look, believe me when I say like, I'm
like I
sure
wanna
the game,
tweet
the
that.
game, the game
Sometimes.
sounds lovely. I am in no way the right mind state to play it.
That is entirely reasonable. Right, apologies, Ash. Who's going first?
This is gonna be one of those sessions.
Yeah, I
isn't
think
it?
so. I think it is. Oh dear.
Are you games from the Wild Wood or games from the Wild Woods? Wild Woods.
It's Wildwoods Games on Twitter.
Wild Woods games. God damn it, Luke.
Because I couldn't fit games from the Wildwood in the Twitter, like it wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
It's too many
Cool.
characters.
All right.
I didn't think it through. It's the moral of the story.
All right. I have 3 lovely apocalyptos. They are all themselves. And wait, you are roleplay James.
Take 2. Let's try that from the
And
top.
we have. So I'm gonna get you to all to do your introduction of yourself. Who are you? What do you do? What are your pronouns? And tell me about your character. And then
Okay.
we're gonna play a fucking role-playing game.
All right.
Oh, is that why we're here?
I mean, honestly,
I thought I just had this for no good reason.
who knows at this point? Really? We could be doing anything. This could be some kind of comedy talk show. Um,
I'm down.
let's start with Emily. Emily, do you want to
Okay.
do your introduction?
Sure.
Do you want to have a crack
Sure.
at it?
Sure, I can. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm an artist and a filmmaker. My pronouns are she, hers. And I'm playing Give, who is a child thing. Some kind of weird creation of the Maelstrom. Who just really likes taking other people's stuff, eating other people's stuff, hiding other people's stuff, breaking other people's stuff, just generally just doing things, yeah, with stuff that doesn't belong to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and currently is kidnapped. Yes, he's currently kidnapped.
You're a
legit.
guest. A guestage.
I'm a guest. Yes, a guestage. I like it.
Luke, do you want to give us your intro of yourself and character?
Yeah. Cool. So I'm Luke.
Really?
I know, right? Sorry, it's been a long day at work. I had to teach some children how to be ninjas. I am a professional GM for children. That is my day job. And the rest of the time, I am a game designer, and I also apparently, increasingly of late, play role-playing games on the internet, on stream with people, which is cool. My pronouns are they, them. And my character is called Morning, formerly Sunrise. And they are the coolest badass in the apocalypse. Well, they were. And then they died. And now they're not dead anymore. And we're still working out exactly what's going on, but like they killed someone and like tried to eat them last session, so like it's probably not good. Yeah. I'm done. That's my character. Now, apparently.
Jimmy, how do you feel? What do you want to do? Who are you?
Every time we do this stream, I have no idea who I end up being. Hello, I'm Jimmy. You can find me on Twitter at roleplay_James. I do stand-up comedy. I write RPGs and I play games professionally. gmforhire.com.au. My character, my pronouns are he, him. And I play Mito Bright Eyes Armstrong, who is the coolest DJ in the apocalypse.
The hottest DJ.
He's they're an oddity. They believe in peace and love and rock and roll. It's like in almost a religious fanatic way. And right now, after being hit by a gum tree while casually swimming to save their friends, is currently in the industrial yard somewhere and was captured by, well, not captured actually, a group of people rescued. Yeah. Rescued is probably fair. A group of people that we haven't seen yet, who were dressed in armor, almost like yellow cab armor.
They had big helmets, but then they were wearing like overalls and then big
was like
aprons?
metallic, like
big aprons as well.
Yeah, and they were speaking a very interesting language. And that's sort of where I think we left off, where I was trying to understand what they were saying and not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's where we were.
Yeah.
Did we roll for that? Is that a thing we rolled for?
I can scroll back. I don't think we did. I tried to persuade them to let me go, but I don't think we...
Yeah.
No.
No,
I never understood what they were saying.
Roll for that. So, where do we want to cut in? Do we want to cut in on Mito, or do we want to cut in on who do we want to like focus on first?
Oh,
Sorry, before we do,
We should probably do
you
like
guys
highlights and
have-
shit.
Yeah, highlights and shit.
Yeah.
We didn't have to, but it's a good idea to do it at the start of the game. We found out that we don't have... Now, I'm not going to make us roll start of session moves, because my biggest complaint about 2nd edition is that the start of session moves assume that way more time passes in between sessions than, or in a single session, than passes in at least this game.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I'm on board with
Adam
that.
Coble had exactly the same observation when the Roll20 crew was done playing 2nd edition.
Right. Yeah.
yeah. That's
Andrew and
cool.
John Harper have a fascinating solution. Check
Oh.
that shit out.
Okay.
Okay.
They're just like, yeah, it's a time skip. And
Like
I'm like,
every
that's,
time, you have to
yeah,
time skip.
and I'm like, that's really intense, but I'm kind of into
It
it.
is. Yeah. Wow.
Yes, highlights.
Yeah, let's do
Um,
highlights.
and-
Let's do it. Let's
Oh.
just do it. It's fine.
And I believe don't Give and Morning both still owe Mito a revelation for ticking over the hex.
That's true.
Do
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one.
That's okay. I can get it from you at the end of the session, but I would like you to think about it
All right. I'll
because
think.
for me, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. I'll think on it.
Yeah, I understand. So Kane in chat says that yeah, start of session moves should happen because it puts pressure on the barter mechanic, right? It puts pressure on the barter must flow, but I feel like that's only really needed if you're having trouble keeping pressure on the players. Which we don't seem to be having, right? Like there is pressure on you pretty constantly, but that is taking work from the GM, right? Whereas I think the game is trying to like make up for if the GM is struggling to put pressure on the players with that mechanic. Where I'm not sure that that's the place of the game actually, but
Yeah, it's interesting because like John and Andrew were talking about like really returning to those 1st edition like fundamental scarcity themes and being like the game is about keeping yourself alive and maybe getting to build a machine that breaks the psychic maelstrom, but only if you can get your shit together. Not
Yeah.
the game is about building a machine to break the psychic maelstrom and then sometimes having to worry about food,
yeah, no, that's true. That's
which
fair.
yeah was an interesting way to think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
handling
yeah.
it.
But as far as highlights, I think we're starting with Give.
Okay. I have the most hex with Sunrise still.
Excellent. Bum, 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 bum. Do I want you to manipulate your way to safety or just
Probably.
sneak away? Ba, 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 ba.
It's a good song.
Or fight your way?
Mm,
That could be fun.
I mean, I'll be bad at it. I'm very bad at that.
That can be fun.
Uh,
Look, fuck it. Nah, I'm gonna.
I mean, I could always also
I'm-
weird my way to safety.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking actually. Because I think, aren't you about due for an advance? And isn't there a child thing
yeah.
advance that's like real good for getting to safety?
Yep, I'm one away from the next
Yeah,
advance.
I'm gonna say weird. I'm gonna
Okay.
highlight you weird. I want you
Sweet.
to take that move
Sweet.
because it's dope as hell.
Sweet,
I'm
thank you.
highlighting your sharp, Emily.
Which one are you? Oh yeah, cool. Which
The
move?
embrace the mother's pulse, or whatever
Oh,
it's called.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Like that's the best way to get out of this situation. Just disappear.
Right, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Also, it will encourage Ash to disclose a bunch of stuff to us about the psychic maelstrom, which I am in favor of.
Keen.
I'm not.
Yeah, veto.
That A
veto.
sounds gross and also weird.
So it sounds just like the child thing, is what I'm
I
hearing
mean, yeah,
from you.
the child thing is gross and weird. Yeah. So, Luke, who's
Yes.
sorry, Morning, who knows you best, or who do you know
Let me
best?
have a
sorry.
look. Who do I know best? Ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. I know Mito best by a very slim margin.
You've been doing a lot of fighting, like a lot of fighting, and I think that I think that I want to highlight your sharp. I want you to try and wit your way out of some problems instead of punching them.
I'm down.
You're a trouble for me, Luke.
Interesting.
Remember, the
What
series
do
is
I-
I am not trying to kill
Exactly.
you.
And yet Luke just keeps tempting me. Cool. Your sharp is highlighted. I'm gonna highlight. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with my first instinct, which I think is probably gonna kick me in the ass, but I'm gonna highlight your weird.
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm about it. I'm about it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Look, just give thanks that I've taken my advances from other playbooks already, and so I can't just really lean and start taking like brainer moves.
Yeah. Yep.
Because otherwise I'd be tempted. Otherwise I'd be tempted. I'm not gonna lie.
And Mito, who do you know best?
Hilariously, I've got Give at 0 and Sunrise at -1. So Give knows me
Wow.
best.
Well, yeah, so you're meeting new people. I'm going to highlight your hot, absolutely. You need to be able to talk your way out of it and and make people like you.
I'm also gonna highlight your sharp.
Yep, cool.
Because I feel like we're at a stage where interrogation is actually interesting. So
Yeah, so I'm hearing like everyone's got either weird or sharp, so this is gonna be like an exposition episode.
we'll see. In the meantime, though, so did these people? They let you? They came and grabbed you on the boat. No.
Yeah.
Did we see you take them back to shore? They didn't take you back to shore?
No, I don't think we did. I think that they left us on the boat.
Okay, so I
Like-
think when
like-
we cut,
like
you
the-
were on.
Yeah.
You were on the boat when we cut, and I think they take you back to the shore right in front of those big square caves, right? They're like 2 meter by 2 meter caves. And they're like cut into the like the more sandstony part of this like muddy side of the bank. And you can
Okay.
see that there are like heaps of these caves cut along, and they have connecting lines between, connecting tunnels between them, and things like that. And you see light from deep within them, and they like get off, and one tries to like put an arm under your shoulder to like help you walk.
Okay, that's kind of them. Okay, so they're clearly trying to help me, which is interesting. Are they still do they give any indication that they understand what I'm saying?
They understand
I'm
like
saying
tone and some words by the looks of it, but not like full.
okay.
There's a language barrier, but not a complete
There's-
one.
Okay. Okay. Have I?
They start trying
Okay.
to walk you towards one of these caves, and
Okay,
the other one
that's-
like rushes ahead, and starts like calling to people in the caves.
Okay. I don't offer any resistance, but I would like to read the situation
Sure.
to just like I mean.
So what
It's
is it
not-
like?
I'm-
What are you looking around at? What's your read look like?
Well, I guess I'm looking at the tunnel and trying to see if people are coming out of it or people are like if I'm in any danger, if there's any sort of threat.
Yeah. So yeah,
Coming
you're
out
paying
of the
attention
tunnel,
to the,
looking
to the
for
tunnel specifically.
Yeah, sort of like weapons. Like I'm still quite discombobulated as well because I just nearly drowned. So I guess it's just sort of like trying to get my bearings on what's happening. So I'm rolling to read the sitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everything seems fine. Everything seems fine.
So yeah, you see someone like the person ahead of you call out, and a woman comes out of the cave, and there's a discussion between them. She's quite excited, and doesn't seem to think whatever the guy that like came on the boat with you, whatever he's doing, whatever it's something to do with you, whatever they're doing with you isn't as important to her as the thing that she's talking about.
Okay.
But beyond that, hard to get a read on what it is it might be, what it is he is intending to do with you. But yeah, they have this this discussion about the fact that about this change of priorities.
Okay. Interesting.
And you're watching this happening in front of you.
What's the other guy doing?
He's trying to get you like into the caves as quickly as possible. He seems to be like quite concerned about the amount of time. Like he's trying to like use his helmet to shade you a bit. He seems to be concerned about the amount of time you're spending in the wet.
Oh, okay. Can I? Okay. How far away am I from the tunnels? Am I able to get in there?
You can just wander over there. Yeah.
So I'd like to try and get into the tunnel and offer the guy who's helping me a hand up into the tunnel.
Yeah. You climb into this tunnel, and the smell of like burning kerosene is really strong. And you see a whole bunch of kerosene lanterns like hung on what look like big metal pins or like rail spikes and things, just like all like just like bashed into the wall, and there are these kerosene lanterns hanging along it, and you can see a lot further down into this tunnel, and you can see that it expands into a network, and there is a large central room that all of these other tunnels come off of, that he's trying to like move you towards, that has a lot of I think you can just see mechanical bits in this light. You can't see what they're doing, they are or what they're doing, but that's what he's trying to like move you towards, and he's still trying to like help you stand up and things.
Okay. Can I grab one of the kerosene lamps, or are they attached?
I mean, if you go to do so, he's like, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I keep walking towards the machine parts.
Yeah. So from as you're walking from one of the other tunnels, you start hearing people like yelling. There's a lot of excitement. Some people seem to be very angry or scared, and some people seem to be very excited and happy. I think that's about, and again, it's all in this language that you don't understand, or not fully. I think you recognize the words. I think you recognize words like hello, and like stop it, and those sorts of things amongst them, right? Like things like that are very, very basic constructions.
Okay.
I think someone keeps yelling, "Stop! No, stop!" They're one of the angry people. So.
Oh, okay. No one sounds panicked.
I mean, if there are people who are scared sounding, you don't fully understand what they're saying.
Okay. Okay. I want to try and ask what's going on. Maybe indicate down to the side of the tunnel, and what is that noise? What's happening to my friend who's trying to help me stand up?
So this is a really interesting situation. How are you attempting to break this language barrier?
Um. See, I'm tempted to do the Mito, but I don't know if that's gonna do much
The Mii
here.
and Tarzan.
Like try and reach. Okay. What's the like? Is the floor pure concrete?
This is all like sandstone.
Okay. I want to see if I can draw on it, like with a stick or something to try and.
Yeah, you can grab like a piece of like burnt wood and use like the
Yeah.
charcoal from that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I draw an arrow pointing towards the tunnel with all of the noise coming out of it, and I look at the person who's trying to walk me. Is that the direction that we're going, or is that?
No, you're not going in that direction. That direction is quite a lot more down, whereas this
Right.
the way that they are leading
Right.
you is a lot more like level.
Right. I draw on the ground an arrow pointing that way, and I look at the person who's taking me along, and I'm like,
As if you want to go down there, or do you? Or are you...
I'm more like, what is going on down there?
Draw a question mark.
Yeah, I was thinking of drawing a question mark, but that's so yeah, I'll draw a question mark to see if that gets any response.
Yeah. Yeah, so they give you like a they say some words to you, and you understand the word like dangerous, I think, or like no, I think you understand the word maybe fire, and they're like
Fire.
no, maybe fire,
Right.
and then
Just-
and then I think they're trying to work out like what words you understand, so you get like a babble, right, of different
Right.
words, and then they like and you catch the word safe, and then they gesture you you towards this room with all the machines in it.
Okay. Safe. I like safe. Safe is good, and I gesture to lead on into the room.
Yeah. So you head down there and you recognize some of like that these are all parts from those sorts of machines that you were seeing.
The big crane-like
The big
dinosaur.
cranes and the augers
Yep.
and the excavators and things like that. And there are all these parts in here, but like an excavator bucket has been like padded with a mattress to make it into like a kind of seat, and all of these sorts of things. And
Aww, that's adorable.
Another part that was like once an engine housing is now being used to hold a fire that has got like a flue going up through the ceiling, and all of these sorts of things. And it's a kind of a living space, but it has in the big center of it this weird table thing that has like padding on it on the top, and he gestures for you, like gestures towards it to you, being like here.
Okay. So it's padded on top. This weird round, like. Okay. I touch
like,
it and.
I think after he does that, right after he's told you that, he goes and gets us a helper, who's like probably like a teenage boy who he gets to come and help with things. And this teenage boy comes and like starts trying to like bring you pillows and things like that.
Okay.
And you get brought like this. You get brought this big fish bowl full of kind of milky liquid, and that's like given to you, and it's warm and like yeah. And someone like brings you a blanket.
This is the first time anyone has ever been nice to me in this game. This is amazing. I taste the milky liquid.
It's sweet and milky, slightly like a bit of spice in it.
Okay.
Maybe like a little bit of star anise.
Right.
Yeah. It's yeah.
It's like horchata.
Yeah, I gesture thankfully, and and I drink further from the bowl, and I sit down on the padded object in the middle of the room.
Cool. You start to feel really sleepy.
Yeah, surprise. I wrap myself in one of the blankets and lie down on the soft thing.
Cool. And as you drift off to sleep, we cut to someone else.
I'm sure this will be fine. This will be fine, chat. There's nothing to worry
what
about.
could possibly go wrong? It's fine. It's fine. It's safe. They said safe. Safe is good.
Safe, good. Who wants?
It's actually the tunnel goes all the way under the Bank of Adelaide, and there's just a really big safe. That's actually what's going on.
Yeah. Who should we cut to? Someone put up their hand.
I think we should go to Morning because I've lost track of. Oh, that's right. Morning was going to their apartment, having just murdered a person.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, Morning. You had a
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did you not? Is that not what happened?
In the same way that I don't think Morning is really a person anymore, having like come back from the dead as an extension of the Maelstrom's will,
All right, okay,
I'm not sure that the person I
character.
killed was a person.
Murdered a character.
Yeah.
To death.
To
Brutally.
death. Brutally with your hands.
I don't have any. Ash hasn't given me any weapons. I do what I gotta do. Yeah. Look, you want me to not put years of martial arts practice to use to describe killing people with my bare hands? Give me something else to kill people with.
Oh dear.
What happened in that
I'll do what I gotta
conversation?
do.
What happened
You
in
chop
the
off my hands, I'll kill people with other bits. It's fine.
What did that conversation with Mani look like as we were leaving off? I'm trying to remember.
I think we closed on like her being like you're not like me, are you?
That's right. Yeah.
And then and there was just like a moment of like
Yeah.
yeah, like both of them having like come a fair way since the discussion that they had over mahjong some 6 months or so ago.
Yeah. There's been a lot of
And
development.
the positions that they'd occupied in that conversation, right? Like
Yeah. So the two of you climb up into the apartment. Is that what happens?
yeah, legit. That is yeah. I think we literally left off with us like starting to climb the viney ropey thing.
Cool. So you make it up onto the like deck, and
Cool.
you go to enter into your apartment, and
Before I go to enter into my apartment, I want to take a moment and contemplate my apartment because I spotted last session like a fucking person who's not me and like I'm pretty sure not Give has moved in. I mean, also fucking maybe it is Give, which is all the more reason to like. I think as Mani comes out, I like gesture for her to stop. And like I'm still like hunkered down quite low on the edge like of the escarpment that was formed by the rock slide. And you know, like there's all of these like tangled like passion fruit vine like start bits that then like tumble down. And so I'm kind of like among the greenery, just like really like slowly and calmly and patiently like scanning every apartment within eyeshot and looking like through the glass of the front of it like into the living room space and like seeing what there is to see.
roll it. Cool.
Nice. I'm good at
Alright.
role-playing games.
So you have a question. What question would you
I
like
have
to
a
ask?
question. The question I would like to ask is the following. What should I be on the lookout for?
You hear ragged breathing from inside your apartment specifically. You probably recognize the sound of someone breathing through their own blood.
Okay, so ragged like injured, not ragged like sick.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
And I think you hear the sound of a shell being loaded into a magazine. No, not a magazine. Into a.
If it's a shotgun, it'd be like.
Into the
Well, no,
barrel?
I was trying to work out if it was a automatic shotgun or not, but it's not. It's a.
Ah,
it's,
yeah.
So you'd be loading it into the barrel.
Breathing.
Yep.
I mean, look. Here's the thing. I think, like, somewhere within the vicinity, I feel like there has to be, like, a reasonably sized piece of metal.
Yeah, you just grab a piece of metal. Just a piece of
Right?
rebar.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, right. Like, I'm not talking, like, weapon size. I'm talking, like, shield. Like, right? Like,
Oh, right.
whether that's the remnants of a wheelbarrow or, like, the remnants of like a...
There's a okay.
you know, of
know
like
what
a
there is?
garden or whatever.
There is a table from an outdoor dining set that has like marbled
Yeah.
glass with green painted metal around the outside and green painted legs.
Yeah,
If you
cool.
don't know the specific like table set that I'm thinking of, then I like obviously we haven't existed in the same universe, but
Yeah, no.
there's that table.
I'm just flashing back to, like, at the end of Andrew's last design stream when they were like, and I've learned all about Oscorp. We're bringing Oscorp to the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yes.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this table, and I'm gonna like break the legs off.
Mhm.
Right, like as one does.
Yep.
And then like, I'm just gonna say this very bluntly because I don't think there's any other way to make it sound less ridiculous or insane. Using this as like a shield, I am going to enter my apartment. And like, you know, like use my knowledge of the layout of my own apartment, which is probably better than this person's, and the the cover afforded by this table, and the fact that I'm like deceptively fast for my size, let alone what I looked like when I wore all the big heavy raggy things, let alone like carrying a table. And I'm gonna take advantage of that, and I'm just gonna fucking like get in there into like close combat, like, you know, melee range with this person where the shotgun's not gonna be fucking helpful.
So are you assaulting a
I feel like
a secure position?
Is this a secure position?
It's your apartment.
I feel like
Yeah, but
it
normally
sounds like it's
normally
a secure position.
normally my apartment is manned by someone who is not like breathing through a mouthful of their own blood, right? Like,
So are you telling me that you have not set up your apartment to be a defensive position from entry breach?
that's a good point. It's a very good point.
It sounds a
I'll
lot
give it
like
to you.
you're assaulting a secure position for me.
No, that's fair. My mind went right to act under fire just because this is like the most literal acting under fire that I think we've seen all game.
Except,
But no,
it's also more
think it's-
literally assaulting a secure position.
Yes, no, I'm totally on board. I think
All
that's
right.
very fair. That's plus cool, isn't it? Or is it plus
No,
hard?
it's
I
seized
can't
by
remember.
force.
It is seized by force. Cool.
Yep.
Well, let's
So we
fucking
exchange
do
harm,
it.
but first you roll hard.
Awesome.
I think that's such a weird way to word
mean,
that move.
and-
I understand why it's written that way, but
Actually, so here is actually my case for it not necessarily being assault or secure position. I don't have a weapon, and I'm not actually attempting to inflict any harm.
legit. In which case,
Right? Like, I am trying to get in disarming range of a person. I'm not trying to,
I'll allow you to
like, fire on someone.
Yeah, in which,
That-
but if you're trying to disarm them, that's the same as trying to deal them harm, right? Like you're still trying to see something by force. The thing is, your weapon is fists and feet.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Um,
Let's bring it on.
let's have a look
Da-da-da-da.
at weapons.
Pretty sure a shotgun is 2, but I'm not.
I'm pretty sure it is
100%.
too. I'm just double checking. Distinctive weapons. Firearms to give you pause. Shotgun is 3 harm, close, and messy.
Oh, there you go.
And how much armor is the top of?
Yeah,
the
how much
table?
armor is the table worth?
Table is
my
worth
question.
table is worth 1 armor
Yep.
because it's glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's legit. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Nice.
Cool, awesome, very nice.
That
6 by
was
4.
pretty much what I wanted.
Choose your one. What's your one?
Yep. Yep. Hang on. Seize by force. It's choose 2 on a 7-9.
It is. Gosh, golly.
Process.
And I'm going to choose to force my way into my enemy's position, and I'm going to choose to suffer little harm.
Cool. So you're only taking 1 harm.
I'm taking no harm because I am a small gang, and this is one person.
Yeah, you are. Nice.
And I am inflicting. This character build is fucking absurd. I'm because I can't choose not to do this. I'm inflicting 3 harm with my bare hands.
Just by
Okay.
accident.
So you barge in.
Just because the mechanics say that. Actually, give me a moment. I just need to check something that might not be
Yeah,
accurate.
check if you can choose.
Sorry, I'm inflicting 4.
What? And is it like you have to? Is it like obligatory?
I mean, the move says exchange harm, right? Like the move
Yeah.
doesn't leave us wiggle room. Yeah, because my hands,
In which
we
case,
established.
it might really not have been the right choice because that's not what you were trying to do. But all
Yeah,
right.
like we established last time, my hands are like a 1 harm weapon. I am a small gang, which means I do an
Yeah.
extra step of harm. And then I am blood crazed, and I am merciless.
Honestly, it's kind of amazing they haven't killed anyone that they didn't mean to kill.
Yeah.
I mean, is
Like,
that about to happen?
But right now,
Yeah.
I hope this person doesn't have really useful information for you. That would be a bad time for you.
So yeah, like in front of you, you come in and like half leaned over the counter, the like marble topped counter, because this is quite a swank place. And it is Tim Tam. Tim Tam is like holding this this double-barreled shotgun, and it's just like aimed at the door. You can see there's just like blood all over the counter, and they're like hanging over it with this thing. And they, as soon as you come into sight, they unload like both shells into the
table.
into the table. And I think on the second one it shatters.
Oh, yeah,
What
totally.
happens
Like-
next?
I mean, so here's my other question. Have we met Tim Tam before? I'm not.
You recognize Tim Tam from the Sons of Combustion. He has, yeah, he's I think he's actually native, like South American heritage, but has like bleached blonde hair, and always wears like basically eyeliner, but like just smudges black stuff on his eyes all the time.
Lamp black.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
yeah.
and probably does the same with his teeth. And yeah, he's like one of the crazy war boys of the, like, he's a dangerous fighter for the Sons of Combustion. To see him injured and alone is weird.
It's kind of sad, one might almost say.
am I missing a pun? I feel like I'm missing a pun.
I mean, last episode it was established what category of prey Morning considers theirs to, like.
Yeah.
So Ash, this isn't like the intent of the game. Actually, no, I know what happens. I'm not going to try and negotiate with the game. Like, the moves are written the way they are for a reason. Vincent has a vision. All right, cool. So here's what happens, right? Like, I've got the table. I like step into the apartment and like into the shadow of like a pillar that separates me from the marble counter. But the pillar is in such a position that like at some point or another, you have to come out of cover to get to the, because the kitchen is like the first choke point, right? Like deliberately so. And so then, I like step out and in fact, fuck it. I like, because I'm taking zero harm, right? Like I just push the table out. And Tim Tam just like panickedly empties both shells and the table shatters. And then while he's struggling to reload, I'm just like with really frightening speed, like up in his face and using my bulk to crowd him so that his weapon is pressed like up against him so he can't actually like point it at anything and hurt it. But in this time, he's managed to like get a couple more shells into it. And I'm like just crowding him in closer and closer to the refrigerator. And at some point, like the barrel like moves slightly and he accidentally like blows his own brains out in the kerfuffle over the shotgun.
Yep. That happens.
The apocalypse.
These things happen.
Your moss-ridden, marble-topped apartment is now speckled with red once again.
Yeah, this is not the first time this has happened.
Yep.
So here's my question, Ash. Since this is my second home, and presumably I have possessions in it, is it reasonable for me to pick up a couple of new pieces of gear according to the Battle Babe like starting gear, representing like the stash kept in this house?
How many does the Battle Babe start with?
It's a good fucking question, but I'm just very quickly gonna look up.
You get whatever the Battle Babe starts with -2, as long as that's more than 0.
Yep. Where are we? Yep, Battle Babe.
Otherwise,
you start with 2 custom weapons, oddments worth 4 barter, fashion suitable to your look.
All right, you start with half of each of those.
Half.
So
I'm
one
saying,
custom weapon, oddments
one
worth...
custom weapon, 2 barter, and
a pair of pants.
A piece of clothing.
Yeah, and fashion. So what it says about the fashion is fashion, including your option, fashion worth 1 armor or body armor worth 2 armor. So it's fashion worth 1 armor and not the body armor.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Good job.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to design a new weapon. Probably while Em has her turn. We'll get to that, but that is a thing that there is in the house. Yeah, and I think
Mini comes in and is like,
yep.
Oh, and comes over and just starts examining the body really weirdly.
Yeah.
Weirdly?
Yeah, just touching it gently with her fingers to see how firm it is at different places.
Yeah, and as she's doing this, I am, don't worry, I'm going to spare the details this time. I extract the heart in the same fashion as last session, because this is a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just going to squeeze all of the sorrow out of that heart and drink it. And probably it's not enough, because he wasn't a very sad person, but...
Actually, he really
Oh my god, part of me was to make a joke about a Tim Tam slam here. But
oh god.
It's just too gross.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you. Don't ever change. Oh my god.
Yeah, if I hadn't already ruined Tim Tams for Jimmy, you just did.
Oh dear.
Like the heart of your enemy.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's I wring the heart dry of tears / blood and drink that, and then I probably eat the eyes. Where
Actually,
do people cry from?
Okay.
People?
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have an understanding of how you could eat someone's ears?
What is this game?
I mean,
What
ears
is this game?
fundamentally at a physical level, ears are just meat and cartilage. You can just eat
Yeah,
them.
no, so you can't. You can't do that then. Alright, in which case you just eat the eyes.
Yeah. Well, also, like, I don't think the ears are appropriate, right? Like, the reason I'm picking eyes is because there's a bunch of like symbolism that like runs with the whole theme here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but also
People cry from their eyes.
I'm telling you that if you could eat the ears, you would.
Okay. That's very revealing.
Yeah,
That's very revealing.
but you can't because they're all inside the
Are
skull.
you okay?
Okay.
But yeah, so like I drink his sorrow down, and then
Yeah.
I like I'm gonna be as delicate. I close him back up.
It's sorrow
That's
laced, but it's sorrow, but it's laced with so much anger. It's you know,
Nah. It's
Still
like
sorrow.
it's kind of like metallic and coppery and nah.
yeah.
And a bit like peppery and spice. I don't like it. It's not very
Yeah.
good, but it's fine.
But it's sorrow.
Yeah, so
you know.
Yeah, it's sorrow. So I close him back up. And then I like
Mani seems annoyed that you opened him up, and
I mean,
ate the eyes.
she can go kill her own human, right? Like, this one's
Yeah.
mine. Both in the sense that I killed him and also that he was a person who belonged to me. And so I, like, kind of, like, usher her away, and then I, like, reach out with my, like, blood-soaked hands and, like, drag his eyelids down over his, like, ruined eye sockets.
Bit much.
And there's like smears of blood, you know, like down his face, kind of like war paint. And then I like the funeral rite that we've like described, right? Like I do that for him.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like I the whole rite, like in its full and meticulous detail, with great like care and reverence and sincerity.
Is there working gas in your like a working gas top in your
That's a
in your
question.
place?
I mean, that would account for a lot about like formerly Sunrise's ability to be like a dealer in like heat.
That was my question, right?
Right?
Like, do they have a store of?
I think maybe.
Yeah.
I kind of
Alright,
think so.
in which
Like
case, in which case you hear like a
feels kind of
like a tick tick woof, and like the sound of like a kettle being filled up as Minnie is like filling up a kettle and then putting it on
yeah, cool.
the thing, and she's like, if you've got like any kind of like tea or anything, she's found that and she's making tea.
I think I've got
While
like
you're,
bush,
like,
bush tea,
reassembling this
right? Like I've
body.
got some kind of like steepable like bush tucker, right? Like
Yeah. So we have her making tea in the background and you reassembling and performing funeral rites on this body in the foreground.
yeah. I feel like it's almost the opposite, right? Like I feel like in terms of
she's
like
in
the
the
way that the
foreground,
shot is framed,
Yeah.
like it's like a super intense, uncomfortable long shot, like those shots in The Body in Buffy. Like it's single, uninterrupted, like really, and it's just like her making tea while in the background this is going on.
Yep.
And it's like 5 really uncomfortable real-time minutes
Yep.
of this shot.
Yep.
And then like as I like relax and say goodbye, like to and like put him to rest, right? I'm going to open my brain.
Cool. What does
Like,
it look
I
like?
feel-
What does
I
it
feel
look
like
if
I
you go
like-
to open your brain?
Hmm?
What does it look like as you go to open your brain?
I mean, we've talked about this before, right? Like, and I think, like it's the wet, it's the damp, so it's raining outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like they just like look up from him, and like the rite is like pretty much finished. And they just like turn and look to the window, and we just see like raindrops running down the window, kind of like tears across a face. And yeah, like the sound of the rain, like in kind of like again, like the crickets start up and then like morph into that like didgeridoo droning, like
Yeah.
oppressive sound. And I think we see like them, like tears running down their cheeks.
Mm-hmm. I think we also hear Minnie like make a slightly animal like hiss sound in the background when you do this.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, and I open my brain. Yeah.
yeah, roll to open your brain, friend, and then I think we'll take a break after this.
Cool. I
See
can
what
do
happens.
that. Yeah. Love it.
had a
Oh, you're
I had
muted.
this thought
Yeah,
before.
there you're back.
Sorry, yeah, I just realized. Side note, I had this thought before. We should always make a point of reading out the number that we roll, which sometimes we don't do.
Yes.
Just in case anyone is just listening.
People are side tabbing.
Yeah.
That's a very good
Yeah.
point.
So,
So
yeah.
that's, or even, I mean, in this game, even it's not even the number that matters. It's just like is
Whether
it
it's a
on
minus,
a
Yeah, whether
7,
it's
9,
a
10
nine.
plus?
79.
So that was a miss by a bare margin of failure. If only
Yeah.
Mani was a PC and could help me.
But
On
she
the
is
plus
not.
side, but she is not. On the plus side, I just filled my XP track.
Great.
Ash, I am advancing the other 3 basic moves.
Okay. While you're doing that, however, Mani is trying to. I mean, she's abandoned the tea. She's just going for you, right?
Yeah.
During that moment, where. Oh fuck! What does this mean? Gosh. Because she's not physically trying to seize by force. Your body, because you're opening your brain, is like just on its own.
Yeah.
And so I think what happens is you start to like zone out and see things, and then you're like brought back by this like horrible rasping inhale vacuum sound, and you like, and your eyes focus and you see Mani over you trying to like just like inhaling strongly over your face, and you see like all of these little little tendrils of black on the edge of your vision, like flickering towards her.
Yeah.
And I think you have to roll
Act under fire?
Act Under Fire. Yeah.
Like failing anything else?
Yeah, failing anything else. Act
Yeah.
Under Fire, where the fire is potentially
Being demented.
yeah.
Well, you don't
Losing
really
parts of my
like. I mean,
soul. Yeah.
I guess you don't really know what's going to happen here, right? The what you're rolling here is against. I don't know what is about to
Yeah,
happen,
against
but I am
mysterious
sure
bad
that I
fire.
do not.
If there's
want
a
it
fire
to.
to act under, then we can act under it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As John Harper has said on more than one occasion, from a design perspective, Act Under Fire is the Ur move of Apocalypse World. All other moves are just a subset of Act Under Fire.
Yeah.
With
I would say-
specified 7 to 9 results.
Yeah.
He's not entirely right, but like he's not also
Yeah.
wrong.
I mean, it's
right?
part of the folding, right?
There's
Like
some
all
truth
of
in
all of the other basic moves fold out of Act
Yeah.
Under Fire.
I still think that the most basic move of Apocalypse, as I described on Twitter,
Yeah, we
is
said.
actually you not making a move. But
Yeah, not rolling dice.
but whatever. Cool. God damn it. I'm so close to that 12 plus.
She
And
apologizes.
that would have been dope as fuck.
Minnie
But at least I succeeded.
Minnie pulls herself off of you, apologizes, straightens her pinafore, and goes back and asks you whether or not you have sugar in your tea.
I want to cede the limelight, the spotlight to M because Giv hasn't had to go yet. But when we cut back to this scene, I would like it to be fairly soon after because I want to read a person and have a conversation.
That's
Sure.
actually a really
Well,
good.
let's-
I love that dead cut
Yeah.
just there. So I was
Let's,
like,
let's take our first break.
That's
our
really
first tea
cool.
break there, and we'll come back in 5 minutes to see what is happening to Giv. All right, back in a minute, chat.
Someday.